everybody, and welcome back to Grunt Reviews. Today I've got in my hand, kind of along the same lines as some of the Turkish stuff we've been doing, I have the Turkish take on the American classic. Guys, this is the Tisas 1911 Duty SSR, so stainless steel with the rail. Guys, as always, go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment with your thoughts. That helps us with the YouTube algorithms. As always, I've got my Buy Me a Coffee link down in the description. We do appreciate all of you who do support us here at the channel and help us keep doing what we're doing. And let's get into it. We are going to jump right into this bad boy here with the unboxing side of it. So we do get obviously the basic cardboard box. We've got our accessories here. Let's see here. We've got a board brush, a patch puller, and then we do have, it does include the takedown and bushing tool. And then we do get our instruction manual there. Moving to the side, we have the plug, or barrel plug, I should say, chamber flag, whatever you'd like to call it. We get the firearm itself and nothing else. So it does look like it just comes with a single magazine. Let me get a little, or zoomed in a little closer, and we will take a better look. All right, so looking at this up close, this is the Duty SSR. If you look at their website, and I'll talk about some of the confusion there, but it is their Duty version. It is a forged stainless frame as well as a slide, stainless steel barrel, and then the R version does come with the Picatinny rail on the dust cover, and that is a short dust cover, not a full length. They do claim that these are all Series 70 internals, so these should be compatible with any of the Series 70 parts you may have laying around. Give you a view on the other side here. So all stainless finish, and then with the black accents, black sights, black hammer, of course black safeties, and those are the extended style ambidextrous safeties. We do have the black grip safety, black beaver tail, the rear, I cannot talk today, rear hammer spring housing is black as well, black base pad, black grips. So kind of a nice little two-tone look there. Something small, kind of would have been nice if they had done a black trigger too, just to kind of complete the two-tone motif there. But very similar. It's a Turkish take on the very traditional 1911, so I don't see a ton of more modern features on there, but does look overall quality on this initial impression here. So this is a bushing style barrel. Most folks are used to those. If the only thing you've ever shot is newer 1911s and you're used to a solid guide rod or one of the captured spring systems or something in a 2011, will be a little bit of an adjustment, but nothing too big there. Does use a standard 3-dot sight setup, and this is a Novak cut if I do remember correctly, but you do get the 3-dot sights, and they do have the white dots there as a for you folks that like the dot sights or that little bit of contrast versus just the all blacked out match style sights. So with the Novak cut, if you wanted to do, let's say night sights or something adjustable, something like that, you would be able to switch those out. Let me rack this sucker back. So one thing I will talk about, does come with a single 8-round mag, and this is of course chambered in 45 ACP. Something that is a little bit weird, if you go to the Tisas website, they are saying that this should come with 2 magazines as well as a hard plastic carry case. I don't know how up to date the website is. Maybe something had changed. Maybe there is a shortage or something like that. But would be nice to have some up to date information. Do not see, oh, here we go. Act Mag, if you can see that, is the manufacturer. These do come out of Italy according to the proof mark on it. So if should take any standard 8-round 45 ACP 1911 magazine, very easy to come by and relatively inexpensive. Firearm itself, I will say out of the box, does feel just a little stiff, just a little bit gritty. Not anything that would turn me off or make me worry about it, if you will, but you can just feel there could have been a little bit more time spent polishing on it. That also being said, according to their website, MSRP on these is about $610. And they've got a few different versions. They've got a black one. They've got them without the rail, and those options will add or subtract from that MSRP. Street price does come in just a little bit lower. I want to say mid to upper 500s, give or take, obviously plus shipping and transfer fees. Grips as well. They are a polymer grip. They're a little bit smooth for my liking. They do have some texture on them, but I wish it was just a little bit more aggressive. On that same note, the front of the handgun here also doesn't have any checkering to it, no sort of grip. Would be nice. You don't necessarily have to go to something that shreds the hand, if you will, but would be nice if they had added just a little bit of checkering, maybe some lines if that's your thing, but just something to keep that from just being smooth. When you start getting sweaty, especially with the heat wave that we're having this summer, you can end up with just a little bit of slippage there. On the spring housing back here, the rear of the grip, we do have that extended beaver tail, and then we do have a little bit of texture on that. Not a ton, but it is nice. They at least put something on the back. Just would have been nice to see that up front. Still does fit in the hand just like a 1911 would. The safety is ambidextrous, and it is very easy to activate and deactivate with both hands. They did a good job with that. Does have a nice positive click both on and off. Doesn't have that mushy feeling you get with some of the more inexpensive 1911s. Trigger does appear to be a very standard trigger setup. They do have some lightning cuts, but we don't have any travel adjustments or anything like that in the front of the trigger. So you get what you get out of the box. It is exactly what you would expect in a 1911, is a 2-stage trigger setup. So we'll engage that grip safety. We have just a little bit of travel there with that first stage. We come up on a nice firm wall and break and reset. Very positive reset. Hopefully that picked up on the mic, very audible. We'll go back through that first stage, wall, break, and the reset there for you. A little bit of a longer reset. That also being said, I'm a little bit more used to the staccato trigger setups, which are just a hair more refined. Also significantly higher in price there. And one more pull, wall, break. So very good job on the trigger. No stacking, no mush. It's exactly what you would expect in a 1911 style trigger. On the other side, forgot to mention, this does have the black accented magazine release as well. Something I will mention, this mag release does require just a little bit more effort than some of them. You really have to kind of get up in there. Had a call come in, lost the camera there. So magazine release, relatively standard. One thing I will notice, this is just a little bit stiffer than some of the other ones. Not a huge deal and not necessarily a bad thing, but you really do have to bear into it and get it all the way in before it will release that magazine. Probably some of that is due to a lack of lubrication, lack of cleaning. I'm sure there's some factory grease in there as well, but something to mention, and this would be one where an extended setup may be worthwhile. Get that out of the way. So everybody's gonna ask, I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy scale here. Hopefully that resets. All right, there we go. So with an empty magazine, this comes in right at 2 pounds and 7.37 ounces. 7.4 ounces there. So in that realm of a standard 1911 weight, nothing too heavy, nothing too light. And then, as we always do, we are going to weigh out this trigger. I have got my handy dandy Lyman digital trigger gauge here. And we're going to get this thing set up. All right. And have to hit the beaver tail, always makes you. So that first stage, we're coming in at 2 pounds, 5.1 ounces there. And then as we pull all the way through, all right. And we are breaking at 5 pounds, 10.9 ounces. We'll go our second one here. You know what helps? Pulling the beaver tail. It's been a long day. Here we go. Get this reset. All right, and second pull, 5 pounds, 8.9 ounces. And we'll reset this here. Last pull. 5 pounds and 13 ounces. So I'm going to call this somewhere in the vicinity of the high 5 to low 6 pound range, give or take. A little bit higher than I normally would like to see. My personal preference, I like to keep a duty style handgun around the 4 to 4.5 pound range. That being said, a little bit of a heavier trigger, not a huge deal once you learn how to use it, and it definitely does feel like a 1911 trigger. To be honest, it actually feels a little bit lighter in actual use. On the Picatinny rail, I do like the fact that they do include it. Is a bit of a nice handy feature there. Would be nice if they had gone full length with the dust cover. That's more of a preference thing. Some people argue that. Some people will say that a 1911 should never have a Picatinny rail. But it is nice, at least they have included some modernization features on it. All in all, initial thoughts in the hand, just through this unboxing and tabletop. Outside of that slide, feeling a little bit gritty out of the box, which once again, that's either lack of lubrication or possibly too much factory lubrication. I think it will be a lot of fun. 1911, always an iconic firearm. Always nice to see that some other folks are doing them and getting them to you at a more affordable price, so you don't have to jump into $1,000+ to get a hold of one. As always, we will take this bad boy out to the range. We will see how it performs. Guys, as always, I do appreciate your time watching this. Stay safe, train hard.